right, what's happening, folks? What's happening? What's happening? All right, today we're gonna talk about something really cool. We're gonna talk about this animal and beast right here. All right, not particular this kind of bass, but the name on the bass. We're gonna talk about today why this company, which I called, I put a name on it, and I put it in like letters, like TDRT, Top Dog Running Things. Why Fender is such an amazing instrument to some folks, and to some folks they hate it. Let's talk about that. All right, let's put her down. First of all, we have to come to the conclusion that this was the top dog running things for years, and it still is. The Fender bass, not particularly the Fender Jazz itself, but the Fender bass itself. So I run across a lot of people that talks about, hey man, I can't stand Fender. I don't like the way the body look. I don't like the way the neck feels. I don't like the way it looks, period. I ain't mad at them. Some people like Ibanez. Some people like, Smith, and some people like Federos. Some people like what they like. You can't be mad because they don't like no Fender. I grew up with this, so this gonna always be top dog running in my household. That and Music Man. Why? Because I think Leo Fender, to me, he became the frontierman, and he put the right bass in the right people's hands, and he made the right instrument. And after that, everybody else became amazing. All right, every other luthier became amazing. But we can't, we can't hate on folks that don't like the way Fender sounds or the way Fender feels, because there's so many copies out there nowadays that you can actually have a Fender in your hand and not have Fender written across the top of the thing. So you have to ask yourself, why people don't like the way Fender looks? Well, it's because for me, I can answer that for myself. Why I love the way Fender looks, because it's the first thing I saw in my eyesight when I began to start playing bass. That's what it is. I mean, for me, that's what it is. If Fender was the first thing in my hands that felt natural, it was also the first visual thing I saw that I said, wow, what kind of bass is that? I want one. And so that's the first thing I did. Went out and got one, or was given one by a good friend of mine, Mike Butler. Love you, Mike, man. So, then you have people that's out and say, well, it's too big. And some people don't like it because it was too heavy during the 70s and the 60s and the 70s. Well, 60s was kind of light, but 70s, they became pretty heavy. And a lot of people couldn't swing them 4 or 5 hours, and the shoulders were getting knocked out of joint and painful. And a lot of times they just couldn't work that left arm and stuff. So then people started going to other luthiers, and companies started making other basses. Does it mean that the Fender is the wrong bass for everybody? No, it does not mean that. You can sit down with a heavy Fender like this, and this is a 70, this is 78. She got some booty. She got some weight. But she sounds the way she does because she has all that. Now, let's get back to the other people who don't like Fenders. We ain't mad at y'all. I'm not going to be mad at you because you don't like Fenders, because there's a lot of great things out there right now. Kid Smith basses, and like I said, Federos and Muck basses, and Signors, Signor basses, and man, it's a whole lot of stuff, man, out there right now that you can be looking at. Tobias's, MTDs, I mean, so many great other companies out there. But here's the thing, folks, don't hate on something that you probably never had a chance to sit down and actually play, okay? Or sit down and fall in love with, all right? Just because you hate an instrument, the way it looks, the way it sounds, doesn't mean it won't work for you. You may be in a situation that you get on the gig and boom, your bass go out, but there's another brother there that has a bass that you hate, and you have to use it. So that bass has profit you already, right? I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. So my thing is, a lot of people like Rickenbackers. I won. A lot of people like Music Mans. I won. I love them. A lot of people like Spectres. You know, a lot of people like things the way they look, and it doesn't mean that anything else that you should hate on anything else. That's what I say. I mean, I get a lot of bases through the Hobo Depot. Some bases I'm not too much desirable of. Did I say that right? Desirable of. And there are some bases I'm really desirable of, and it's not a Fender. So here's my take on everything. Fender was the top dog for years. I'm not saying it was. It is. Still is. It's the top dog for years. It depends on what Fender you get. If you're an old school like me, you want old stuff in your hands. This 78, I love it to almost life. You know what I'm saying? But I can't swing it 4 hours. I just can't. It's too much booty. She carried too much booty. She's weighty. I can't carry her for 4 hours unless I'm sitting down. And even with that, my leg may go to sleep. But I be sounding good though. And I be feeling good about the whole gig. And that's what it's all about. Get a bass that makes you feel good about your whole gig. Put it in your heart that you want to do the whole gig with that bass. And then leave out of there and want to do other gigs. You know, don't get something that your mama had, your daddy had, your great-great-daddy had, or your great-great-grandma had, and just because they had it, you need to get it. That doesn't make it right for you. But me, I'm a Fender man, I'm a music man, I'm a Rickenbacker man. I'm a Spectre man, I'm a Steinberger man, I'm a Tobias man, I'm a Muck man, I'm a Signor man, I'm a MTD man. You know, it's whatever I want to put in my hands. The most acquired bass in my life would be probably Music Man or a Fender Jazz. See, there you go. It's all about what you want in your hand and what you can afford. If you can afford to go out and get a Signor or Federo or MTD or Signor, if you can go out and get all those basses, I say go get them. Ain't nobody mad at you. You got the monies, you got the ends, go get them. But if you can put a Fender in your hand and that Fender can make it through, help you through that gig and many other gigs to get more money, I say go get the Fender. All right? That's what I say. So, I hope I help somebody out along the way. All right? So, guys, I'd like to hear your compliment. Look, I said compliments. I'd like to hear your compliments. I'd like to hear your comments on what you like and why you like it. Just write it down underneath here. You know, what you like it and why you like it. All right? And that would be kind of interesting to read. I mean, that should be, you know, that should be a good read for the world of bass players and non-bass players also. So there you have it. Back to the groove. I love you, girl. Shada kaka. Johnny Long, peace out.